I don't either, but it's going.
Okay.
Okay.
She says she's been calling, but no one's answering. But I haven't heard anything.
I've heard it ringing, but I don't know why she's not getting in.
I'm not hearing anything.
I'm not either.
Oh, whoops. I just heard something.
Well, that was myself.
Oh, was that you?
Okay, does anyone want to give a brief summary? This case study wasn't that long, actually, compared to the other ones.
I don't mind. I can do it. I kind of have like cool stuff, but I just put a family in Gaza lives with frequent air raids. They're trying to put the past behind them, but it's proving difficult. Their 7-year-old son, Mahmoud, was hit by shrapnel from a rocket. They had one son 4 years ago who was killed when a rocket exploded near him. He was only 7 years old, the same age as Mahmoud. The father, Osama, lost his job as a truck driver due to his poor health. They have had another son who they named for his birthday so he could kill the people that killed his brother. That's just kind of what I put.
No, that's great.
Okay. Do you want to add anything?
Oh.
Maybe put in there too that he also has a daughter that is.
Oh, I forgot about her. Yeah. Oh, thanks. I put her later on, but I forgot to put her in the summary. And should I put that she suffered with psychiatric issues in there too, you think? Or
either that or anger issues?
Something like that. Okay.
Yeah, I put anger issues.
Okay. I'll add her in there. Thanks, I totally forgot her in the summary.
Yeah, I did too in mine.
Okay.
Okay. So now we need to list any principles or concepts from the course that can be applied in offering help or direction for this family.
I can start. One of the ones that I thought of was the typology model of adjustment. That model will just help us look at like some of the stressors and pileup stressors that they are experiencing and have experienced, and it helps us look at their family type and how they can use that to help them deal with stressors. All right, here she is.
Here.
How do you answer her? I don't even know how to answer her.
I don't either.
Well, I feel like she needs to answer the call from us.
I think so too.
Oh.
Because then she's just starting her own hangout.
I wonder if you like paste it and put it on the board, maybe that would work.
Yeah, there should be a link, like an actual like
I did. I sent
hyperlink. Yeah, she should be able to click on that and just pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
Sorry, I'll finish this and I'll email her and tell her that we have no way of answering her. So this model helps us look at the family type and how they can use that to their advantage, or if they need to make some changes to deal with their stresses. And it helps you look at their, like what they do well, looks at the vulnerabilities, and I felt like in this family that they're not well adjusted yet, that they're still in a maladjustment phase, and so
Yeah.
That would be a good model to use.
Yeah, that's great. I like that. Any others?
Okay, she's like,
Okay, I also added the FAR model. When I do this, I just do like little like blurbs. I don't do like sentences or anything. I just put, I think, stuck in the crisis phase. They have prior strains, stresses, and hardships. Patterson said 3 sources of demand: individual family members, the family units, and the community. I just thought all of those things are being affected because of this crisis they're under. Each family member is struggling, the whole family is, but also the community as a whole is struggling. So I don't know, I was kind of like, maybe.
Oh, that's a good point. I like that you included the community.
yeah, I do.
Sorry, what did you say? It broke up for a second.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, is she gone again?
Yeah, you like break up and stop, and we can't hear. Weren't sure what you said.
Oh, you want me to say it again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I said the FAR model. Are they stuck in the crisis phase? Prior strains, stressor, and hardships. Patterson said 3 sources of demands: the individual family members, the family units, and the community. I just thought it seemed like that they had pre-stressors, and then like with his other son dying, his current son being injured, the daughter. So each individual family members had issues going on, but also the family as a whole had things going on, and also, but it also affected the whole community. The whole community was affected. So, like, to me, their support system really was struggling too.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, good.
So that's what I kind of thought of.
It's almost like everyone around them has the same fears, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
They're all living the same thing.
Yeah. And I'm sure so many of them have gone through the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
So, like losing family members and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I think that's good.
Do we have, how many do we have to have? 3?
Yeah.
It just says list any principles or concepts from the course. It doesn't specifically say how many.
Okay.
I think as long as you like answer the question, it's good.
Well, yeah, we probably should look at the rubric, but
Yeah.
a couple more I have is the strengthening family resilience. So like, what are some things that they do well as a family that show resilience, and how to build on those? And then what are some things that they can do differently? And you can look at the different resiliency factors, like shared beliefs, storytelling, making meaning out of adversity, how they do that in their family, and strengthening those areas. Do they trust each other, have a sense of coherence? What's their appraisal of the crisis? Do they have a positive outlook and perseverance?
And I hadn't looked at the rubric yet, but you're right. It says at least 3 principles or concepts.
Okay.
So, and let's see. I was going to say it's for all of them, but that's not true. Okay. The next one, we need 3 as well. And it says we need to list relevant risks or dangers the family and its members face.
I have the family members face death, injury, starvation, emotional and psychological issues.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I had the emotional one, and then I also had the death. Well, I guess they kind of go along, but
One that I put is the one son who wanted to go for revenge. I wondered, that's probably a huge risk.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought.
That's great.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I forgot about that one.
There.
Oh, yay.
Lena?
Yeah.
There she is.
Hi, Lena.
Let's see. Another one I put, I guess the father was out of work because of his health, and so I wondered, like, financially, would that be another risk they would, or danger that they would have to kind of face? It's
Yeah.
financially how to survive.
Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
That's okay. Sorry it took so much to get you there.
I know,
Glad
it was
you made it.
horrible.
Oh, I gotta re-invite Emily. She got disconnected. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
I know there's been some issues with that thing. I don't know what's going on today.
Okay, hold on.
I would also say maybe medical issues because the dad has some medical issues also.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I thought of behavioral risks for the children, being under so much stress all the time.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a really good one.
And I don't know if you guys had said this, but I thought of marital counseling, just because doesn't it say that they lost a child or lost a? I was getting a little confused between all the names and who was who, but it sounded like one of them had lost a child, and grief one of the biggest stressors on a marriage. So I thought like couple counseling.
Yeah, they never did mention the mom.
No, they didn't.
No, I noticed that. That was kind of weird, I thought.
Was it just me that got disconnected?
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I don't know what happened.
You were gone.
Yeah, it said like it popped up and I was like, connection disconnected. I was like, sorry about that.
Okay.
Just so you know, Lena, Kim's our scribe. She's writing things down for us.
Okay, thank you, Kim.
No problem. You made it.
Okay, are we ready for the next?
Yeah.
The next one. Okay. Okay, we need at least 3. And it says list relevant opportunities presented to this family as a result of this crisis.
Strengthen family relationships.
That's a good one.
I would say support with extended family as well.
Yeah, I had that one.
Yeah.
They were able to.
And bringing up the point you had earlier about community, I think a lot of people probably come together and as a community for support.
Well, they even received help from like international organizations, so they received help, or they had opportunities from outside sources.
I put they had I have gone through this. We'll go through this kind of experience. That could be an opportunity for them to kind of empathize with others and help them get through their grief.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was that 3 individual ones at least?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now we're moving on to like the 20-pointer ones. So not saying they're more important than the others, but they kind of are. It says we need to note considerations, including which relationships might be particularly at risk and which need to be protected in order for the family to flourish. And so we need to, note important relationship considerations. So which ones are at risk, and then which ones need to be protected?
Well, I think the husband-wife relationship is important, both at risk and important to protect.
Yes.
They need to be sure and take care of that relationship, especially in their high stress situation. Time to keep their relationship, especially with, between the stress of where they live and then the medical issues that their family has and the loss of a child. That's like a lot of pile-up stressors on top of everything else in that relationship. So definitely there's a lot of risk there as well as.
And then when you have two kids that basically have anger issues, that doesn't help.
Yeah.
And then didn't it say something about how dad was very angry and how one of the daughters kind of struggled with that due to the angry outbursts?
Yeah, the daughter has anger issues that was seeing a psychiatrist.
Okay. So I would say like maybe the parent-child relationships.
Yeah, I thought that was important too.
Individually for each child.
They're living under, stressful situations as well, and that they could, they could blame the parents for, not bringing in enough money, not being able to get them out of that stressful situation, always being, dad's sick so much. So they could have a lot of pent up, emotions and stuff too that could hurt that relationship as well.
And guilt of survival, because the way the little boy died, it seems like it's such a common way some of those children are dying. They're just playing, like it just says they're playing in the doorway. That's kind of what triggered it, because that's how his brother passed away. And they're just playing in the doorway, and it really could have been anybody that dies. And it's just random. And so that feeling of guilt of surviving sometimes for the other children.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. Okay.
Well, and I thought sibling relationships needed to be need to be considered also, because they, they've already lost one sibling. They could, there's that fear there of losing another sibling, and in some ways they could become overprotective of each other, and that could cause some frustration among each other. There's considerations to be taken there.
Okay. The next one is.
Well, I had one more. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Sorry, I'm gonna second line. Extended family relationships was another consideration to be aware of. I thought that with the family struggling financially, they were relying on the help of some family members, and that could put financials when you are relying on family members' financial help, that could put a strain on those relationships, and so that would be a risk and a relationship that you need to take care of. And
also, wasn't one of the dad's brother's son with their son when he got killed?
Right. So one
survived
in that same attack. His son, one son died. The other, right, the brother's son was injured but didn't die. So there could be some. So.
Awesome.
Some anger toward the brother for that.
Right. Yeah, there could be some. Okay. Sorry, I'm done.
No, you're good. Are there any others?
We gotta be talking.
All right. Let's see. We need to come up with at least 2 concrete suggestions regarding the could/should family cope. What? or respond to the stressor events. So I guess we need 2 coping strategies.
Talk to each other about concerns.
Yeah, just communicating for sure.
Setting aside family time.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the mindfulness activities that we learned about, talked about, I thought that especially in, you know, war-torn country, some of those types of activities could be really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
There was one article or chapter that we read about where it was about it was determining risk and I can't remember the exact title of it, but determining risk and raising resilient children, and so developing a plan for raising resilient children, so they could develop a plan on how to help their children be resilient in that situation, and things that they can do to help their children be more resilient. And counseling. I think that counseling is
a
coping strategy.
Yeah, good one.
I don't know what's available in that country. And that would, the one daughter did get some psychiatric help, but
Okay. Anything else? All right. We need 2 suggestions on how extended family, neighbors, or friends can help support this family or the involved parties.
Well, as what was brought up before, is the whole community's going through the same thing, so the community can get together and help each other out.
Yeah, I would say the same thing.
I think also on a personal level, since all of them seem to have had, unfortunately, there seems to be a lot of deaths. Many of them have already gone through the very thing that they're going through. So I think being willing to share that when the time is right, of course, the time and place, when it's right, I think can be a comfort to those that are maybe new to this kind of loss. And seeing that it seems to be something that happens a lot in that area, maybe coming up with some, you know, how some people will make like quilts out of clothing, or they will do something as a way of remembrance and kind of giving them that closure. Coming up with ways to do that as a community, as a whole, but also for the other children, involving them in that process. Because death is kind of a hard concept for children.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good idea. I also added to add to what you said. Friends can share their good memories of the son that passed. You know, I didn't hear the little story, didn't say anything of what kind of a person he was, and that would be important to remember the good memories they had with that son.
yeah.
That's great.
One that I also added was that to let the family grieve in the way they want to grieve. I think sometimes we expect people to grieve a certain way, and each family grieves differently.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And some people think that grieving should be a short amount of time, which
Right.
it might not be 1 day or 1 week, or it might be a year or 2 or 5.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I thought about when it talked about bringing the community in on it, you know, in that situation, you might have other organizations, outside organizations coming in to help. I think in a situation like that, you would have to be very careful, and those organizations need to make sure they're educated with the culture that they're working with, because it is a different culture. So I think just having that understanding of kind of where that culture is, where that culture is coming from, would be really important before engaging and kind of finding those methods for them to deal with it. Just making sure they're being sensitive to what they do as a people.
That's a great,
That's a really good point.
suggestion.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I feel like there's things that you and I would totally think is appropriate, and then it's like it could be completely offensive.
Oh, for sure,
To
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
yeah, that's a really great point.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is our last thing. Okay. Additional resources you may provide or suggest. And this says exceptionally insightful, helpful suggestions to assist the family under. It's kind of hard not to be repetitive on this one.
Yeah.
I thought of just focusing on their spirituality. They obviously have religion, and so using that to help them through the challenges, and both in the loss of the child as well as the uncertainty in where they live and what they are experiencing. So focus on their spirituality.
That's great. I like that one.
I added create happy family moments. You know, because there's so much going on. I think it's important for them to create happy moments as a family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And recognize that, you know, they do still have each other, and create new memories.
That's good.
Yeah.
I put in there using the past as a way to bond and help in the future. So it seems, you know, it was very hard for his brother to be lost, but at the same time, he was young when that happened. So he would understand it from a child's perspective. Mm-hmm. And so for him to be willing to share that with his children, be willing in an appropriate way, of course, in his way that he can be comfortable, but if they can kind of open that up as a way of better understanding the children.
All right. I think that wraps it up. Does anyone else have any other thoughts?
Nope.
All right.
I can just do this in Google Docs and post it for everybody. And then if you want to add stuff, feel free to add or edit. Is that fine with everybody as far as
Yeah.
That's great.
Summary? I've got to like tonight or tomorrow morning first thing, and then we get it in.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
That
Thanks, Kim, for being the scribe.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you, Kim.
Thanks, no problem.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
All right.
Thanks.
Have a good night.
Thanks. Good night.
Good night.